proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Listen to other great tech podcasts at www.techpodcasts.com.
Yo, you are in the right place at the right time, listening to the right thing. Tech Webcast. Congratulations on choosing such an awesome thing to listen to. You are clearly very smart. You're into tech stuff. You love hearing Brad and Jason and their guests chat. And you're probably really good looking too. Well done. So let's get into it. The weekly tech extravaganza that is Tech Webcast. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go!
Welcome to episode 231 of the Tech Webcast podcast, recorded on 23rd March 2013. Tech Webcast is recorded every Saturday and rebroadcast on Aussie Tech Heads on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Wow, silence.
Is that it, Steve? Is that it, Steve? Is that it?
We don't have any co-hosts today. No, yes, we do. We have co-hosts are Brad, Jody, myself, and I believe it's
Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob. There we go.
That's him.
Jacob. And our special guest tonight is
the Femme Geek, Tiff Tate.
Tiff, the Femme Geek.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
Thank you.
That's a great intro, Steve.
It's a different one. Yeah, I know.
It is different, very different. We got Jacob. Hey, Jacob, welcome, mate.
Thank you. How's your week been going, Brad?
It's going pretty good, mate. How's your been so far?
All right. I've been doing pretty well myself.
Good stuff. Jody.
Hey, how you doing, Brad?
Good, mate. How you been?
Very good, very good. It's been a good week. Although spring is not coming fast enough here on the east coast of the United States. They're predicting some snow or wintry mix for the next couple of days, and I'm sick of it. I'm ready for spring.
You're probably ready for summer.
That too, but we got to go through spring first.
I think Brad's in winter right now, aren't you?
No, we're not in winter now. No.
Oh, okay.
The one after summer, which I'm not sure which one we're in. So
autumn.
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember. Yeah, something like that. So, Steve, what have you been up to, mate?
Oh, just been busy. My sink just backed up, so the plumber's coming tomorrow. So, let's see. I've got exciting stuff going on at the home.
Good thing it's not the toilet.
I'm sure that's gonna be next.
It's not good. It's not. I hope it's not. And make sure it's not your bathroom. You should see Vincent's bathroom. He's doing a whole new renovation to it.
I'm be doing some renovations fairly soon myself.
All right. So, Jody, what do you want to start with? Some news first and that sort of stuff?
Sure, absolutely. First in the news, I know there's been a reorganization over at Apple. Late last year, Tim Cook reorganized Apple's leadership, and he placed Jony Ive in charge not only of hardware design, but all design across the company. I don't know if you guys noticed, today there was an update to the podcast app.
Yes.
Did you guys notice that? Yeah, they're crediting that to Jony Ives.
Oh, really? Good stuff.
Yeah. So he some features that he's I guess championing include updates such as the lock screen, music playback controls, the music player itself. Obviously, as we mentioned, the changes to podcasts. And those could be a clue as to where he's having his influence on the software and interface design. But, he's also rumored to be working on the Apple iPhone, the iOS 7. So, some interesting things happening over at Apple. I, of course, am waiting for the iPhone 6. Mm-hmm. Which is not out this week.
Hey, good time. That's going to be a while before that game comes out.
True.
So which Apple do you have now? Which Apple iPhone do you have now?
I've got the 5S. Oh, I'm sorry, the 5S. I've got the 4S.
Okay.
5S is not even out yet.
I know. Are you guys jealous?
Maybe that explains why she's gun ho for 6.
Wow.
Get the inside.
Yeah, definitely.
In my own mind. I'm a legend in my own mind. So, in other news, HBO CEO has casually mentioned standalone HBO Go as an option for broadband subscribers. But at this point, it's not a la carte. So, I mean, if you guys are watching what's happening with online, the convergence of television and internet and Apple TV, and we have a story also about Google TV. Apparently, HBO's president and COO, Eric Kessler, stated just last month that having a la carte access to HBO isn't going to happen in the near future, but it seems that the channel's CEO has been kind of contemplating some kind of a compromise. And apparently, according to a new Reuters report, Richard Pepler believes that while HBO has the right model today, HBO Go, a standalone app, could evolve. So, I mean, there's lots of changes that are going on. Like I said, we've got what do you call it? Hulu, and we've got Netflix, and apparently HBO wants to play in that same arena. The concept of paying $10 or $15 a month for HBO Go alongside broadband could be quite compelling for up-and-coming cord cutters because there's more and more of those that are coming along. Brad, I think didn't you cut your cord?
I've got rid of my pay TV a long time ago.
Yeah, and how are you doing?
Over the air.
I'm using over the air, digital free to air over the air.
Awesome. Anybody else?
Yeah, 2 years ago, I'm using I actually have a Roku, or my iMac. That's it. Or a Read. I actually don't. I don't even miss cable.
And soon to be having Apple TV too, Tiffany.
Yes, I'm geeked about that too.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, very
Steve,
awesome.
are you still wired?
Yes, until the
Yeah,
old
yeah,
CRT
still wired.
TV.
No, actually, no, hold on.
That's crap.
My TV's starting to go out. I've got like a 40-inch CRT. It's starting to go out, so it looks like I'll be getting a new one here shortly.
Can't wait.
I'm gonna have an
Hey,
unveiling.
get a hammer.
unboxing,
Take it
so-
away. Get a hammer. Take it away. The rest of the way.
Yeah, record a video of it.
I was like-
You've used-
in slow motion, and you see me hit it with a sledgehammer. There we go.
Yep, there you go. That's a good video. What else, JD's been happening?
Yeah, well, this is an interesting story, and I'm not quite sure how this got in there, but I know that I like watching the show Game of Thrones. My daughter is a huge fan, watching every single episode. And apparently there was an interview of the Game of Thrones cast members. Recently, HBO took over the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco for a screening of the season 3 premiere of Game of Thrones. Gave about 600 folks a sneak peek about what's in store for the new season. Interestingly enough, instead of learning about what was going on in the season, we found out that each of the cast members has a preferred phone or smartphone of choice. And I'm curious if you can guess what phone they preferred.
The iPhone.
Oh, you read the story.
Because I actually picked that story. That's why I liked it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And
what
the
did you
next
get out
one-
of that? I mean, that's kind of funny.
What's that?
What did you get out of that story?
I just found it funny that they chose iPhone. It's really interesting that they liked the iPhone, which I don't know why. It's just an easier phone to use, It's a good phone to use.
Well, you know what? I think we love you, Robert Scoble, but honestly, I think that Apple is still going to be coming out with the better product. So that's just my 2 cents.
We'll see. I think when a new phone comes out, I think Robert Scoble will jump back to Apple.
Does he jump around
I think
a
so
lot?
too, and I think it's all in the apps. I really
Yeah.
do. It's kind of like the old war between, for those who are old enough, between VHS and Beta.
Mhm.
And VHS was not the better technology, but it won the game because they had more videos.
Yep, definitely.
I also think the size is still important. Everyone keeps saying that they want a bigger screen. But, that's the reason why I will. That's the reason why I will not go to an Android phone just yet. It's really the screen. And also, if you look at the iPhone, to me personally, it just looks so much crisper and
Yeah.
I don't know. I see my icons there, and after about 2 months of playing around with the widgets screen, I only wanted one. I hate the idea of having more than one. It was like working with the iMac and a PC, and I like the simplicity of it. That's why I have an iMac too.
Cool.
So
Good stuff. What about you, Jake? What's your view on that story?
iPhone. I've got an iPod. I like it because apps are easier to read. But I tried the Android. Nah.
Well,
Not really.
I actually tried the Nexus 7 and it broke on me after 2 weeks, so I gave up.
Yeah, the screen came apart.
Yeah. Piece of
I
rubber.
know when you first got that, you were really happy with it.
I was, but until the screen fell apart, I got rid of it.
Yeah, it's not good.
No. What else, JD's been happening?
Well, another story in the news has to do with an app that you convinced me to download onto my phone this afternoon.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's sweet. Called Glide. And essentially what the app does is it lets you video chat live or watch recorded video calls later. So we were playing with it this afternoon. Brad, what did you like about it? What was the appeal for you?
I just like it because it's just easy to use and you can record up to 40 seconds something and you can text and read and stuff while people are typing and that sort of thing. It's live and yeah, it's really fun app to use.
I like to
cut in
and say something.
There's nothing like Vine.
Okay, explain.
It's more like a walkie-talkie sort of an app where you can leave messages and watch it live and stuff, that sort of thing.
Okay, and then what's Vine?
Vine is a video recording where you can just share your videos of what you're doing. Sort of, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah. Maybe it is the same sort of app. I don't know, but Vine, I don't really use Vine that much anymore anyway. Do you use Vine at all? No, I don't ever.
I did for a little bit, but there's no reason to, I don't think.
No, not really.
But,
Jacob, what's your view on this?
I like it because it throws in, you can actually see the person while they're talking. You could actually show them, if you have a problem with something, you could just show them through the video stream. It's live.
Yeah, and also there was some girl in there called Sarah. I wasn't sure if she was real or not, but apparently she is.
Maybe she's a developer, kind of like Tom, who was everybody's friend on MySpace.
Yeah, I thought she was some sort of robot, but she's real. So yeah, it's good to have someone on there to help you with the app.
She's a real robot.
I don't know. No, I thought she was a robot, but she's not.
I made a joke.
Hello, Sarah. Hope you're listening to this podcast. What else do you like about the app?
It's pretty good. Good thing Sarah's not a Fimbot.
No, she's not, mate. She's a real person. What about you, Tiffany? Do you like this? Have you used the app yet?
No, I haven't. I've used Vine. I think that's more creative than anything. Some funny little quick video shots, but no, I haven't. I'm not really the biggest on video. Doing video with people. I'm one of those paranoid people. I have a big piece of tape over my iMac camera.
Wow.
So I'm kind of paranoid. Someone might break in, while I'm walking out the shower or something like that. So I'm the type of person, I don't necessarily download them, unless I have to, if I'm doing something, which is ironic considering I do filming, but.
Oh, wow.
All right. What about you, Steve?
I don't know. I'm like Tiff. I'm not big on using video streaming. Well, on a mobile device. I mean, yeah, I'm doing it now as we're speaking, but that's a little bit different. Normally, it's just sending iMessages, instant messages, or something like that. I do quite more in certain situations, maybe, but it's kind of rare for me.
Oh, check it out. It's a good app to use. It's fun. You'll probably get bored of it soon enough, but anyway, check it out if you get a chance, Steve.
Okay.
What else, Shady's been happening?
Well, there was a big cyber attack this week in South Korean banks, and both the banks and the broadcasters took a fish, PHISH, bait in this attack. And we're getting more details coming out. Multiple banks, media companies in South Korea on Wednesday apparently were attacked in this launch. At least part of the attack was launched through a phishing campaign against employees of the companies, and according to a report from Trend Micro's security lab, it's called Wiper, W-I-P-E-R, and this malware struck at least 6 different companies, and it was delivered as a disguised document in an email. It's interesting for those of us who work in different organizations. You kind of are alerted that your computer could be a mechanism for phishing attacks. And I know that at least here in the States, and I'm not sure what's in Australia as well, but cybercrime has become one of the big buzzwords. It's not part of this story, but I know that in terms of priorities from a terroristic standpoint, that cybercrime is probably either 1 or 2 on the list. And targets include the financial system, power networks. So it seems to be more and more something that we have to be concerned with. And there's a couple of nations where a lot of these cyber attacks are coming out of. I'm just curious whether you guys have seen anything related to this, or you have any thoughts?
Not really. I haven't really.
I have actually.
Steve?
Yeah, recently they had one, some kind of malware, like last couple of days, I think, on the Mac side, and Apple's supposedly going to release some update that'll blacklist it. Now, I think it's like when you go to a website and it asks you to install some plugin that it needs to show some video, and then it injects. It's really it just shows ads on your computer, like. And installs it. I think it installs it on several web browsers as an extension, which you can take out, yourself. So yeah, I've been seeing a lot of attacks lately. Some malware, some supposedly it was some hackers in China, but I think they that was incorrect. But yeah, lately I've seen a lot within the last month.
Yeah, and I think more and more the Macs are becoming susceptible.
Oh yeah, had a couple in the past months, 6 months or so.
Well, again, getting back to Apple, this last week, apparently a J.D. Power customer satisfaction survey came out, and guess what phone came out on top, guys?
The Apple iPhone.
Yay!
For the 9th time, you should say that.
Yeah. I know, right? But apparently, yet again, the category of wireless smartphones for the 9th study in a row, Apple earned the top numbers, scoring 855 on the survey, which tracks issues like performance, ease of operation, physical design, and various features. Overall, smartphone numbers are up as well to around a score of 798, and overall an increase of roughly 22 points over last year. So, elsewhere in the J.D. Power survey, the company found that despite this higher satisfaction, about 2 in 10 customers are still experiencing software or hardware issues with their phones. For those of us who had iPhones, I don't know about you guys, but I know last night I got a alert that I had to update my operating system on my iPhone. Anybody else? Yeah?
What was that?
Yes, I got mine the other day. Yes.
The 6.13?
Yeah, that's it.
Actually, I saw Brad's mentioning it, and I thought, oh, okay, and I looked at it and did it.
So yeah, good update. Apparently,
Yes, it is.
Apparently, there's another issue with it. With the,
What's that?
With the passwords.
Yeah, with the password. Yeah, thing.
Yeah, I read up on it.
What happened with that, Jacob? Tell us about it. Go ahead.
Well, basically, they're saying the authentication, the two-step authentication, now can be broken.
Wow, really?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. It could be broken.
Well, you should work at Apple then, mate.
Yeah, I read that in my post a couple hours ago.
Well, you should work at Apple. Steve, what's your view on that?
Well, we're kind of talking during the pre-show a little bit, me and Jody, and I think for the general public, most of the devices are fine. There are, like I said, the tech enthusiasts tend to be the very vocal about some of the issues. Of course, the way the Apple Care is so good on a lot of these devices, you can often turn it in just for, very minor things like a little bit of scuff. You can often trade it in for a new one without any problems. If it was some other device, it'd be, a lot harder. So even I think that has to do maybe some of that the cost of the phone is so high that Apple's willing to any little problem that the customer may have with the device, it can often be exchanged fairly easily. Maybe that's why the customer it's rated so high. That's only one guess.
All right, JD, any other news stories you want to report on?
Yeah, a couple more, but I was just going to say, I think there's one huge flaw in the iPhone. Can you guess what it is?
No.
The fact that
No.
you can't get to the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth right away.
That's probably a second flaw. No, I was going to say the battery life.
Oh, yeah, the battery life. Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
Yeah, drains.
Yeah, mine. I love my phone. I love all the apps. I love all the things it can do. But I'll tell you what. I get up in the morning. It's 100% charged. By the time I get to my office, which isn't that far, it's like 25% depleted already.
Wow.
So, I know. So if I don't charge it during the day, I will not make it through a day.
I bought a mini charger the other day for my phone, so if I'm out and about, I can just use that.
Well,
I'm just curious though, because what could be doing it? Because I leave out with 100%, and it's usually not down to about 30% by the end of my workday.
Wow, that's weird.
So
it could
I
be-
think
I think it could be several things like push notifications, location, using wireless, things like that actually use up more. So, usually if you're not going to use wireless, you need to turn it off. I even turn off, off in 4G because that uses some power. Usually mine's fairly good throughout the day, but I think it's little things like that might affect the battery life, but I don't know about the iPhone 5. I have the 4S.
I still have the 4S, and and this is a newer one because the first one that I got, I forget what happened to it. It was something bizarre was going on, and I took it in. And Steve, you are so correct with the Apple Care. I've had 2 instances where it has saved my life, and this was one of them. They absolutely, without question, replaced my phone. And the other situation was the hard drive went on my MacBook Pro. Again, I mean, they just completely fixed it and didn't charge me because I had Apple Care. So, but one other big story today: YouTube hit 1 billion, 1 billion monthly viewers, and hopefully it's likely safe from being shut down by Google. Although I didn't hear that Google was thinking about shutting down YouTube.
Oh, it's over.
What's over?
That would suck.
They're taking down YouTube. No, I see.
Are you serious? YouTube's
No.
going to be closing. That'd be bad if they close that down. That would be.
I don't think they could. It's too
Nah,
awesome.
They wouldn't close it down. No way. They closed down Google Reader, which few people are not about. But
I think
Yeah.
YouTube is just as safe as Google search. I don't see that going anywhere. YouTube
Yeah.
anywhere.
for sure. Did you hear about Keep, Jody? The new Keep thing they bought out.
Google Keep, yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah. It's kind of like a competitor for Dropbox, right?
Evernote.
Or Evernote?
Or Evernote. Okay. I think, honestly, I think that Google has launched so many great products recently. It just adds to the, I don't know, the appeal, the fact that they all work together. I love Evernote. I use Evernote. I have a subscription. I don't know if I, because I have so much stuff in there, I don't know at this point whether I would switch. But, hi, puppy.
Cujo.
Sorry about that.
Down, Cujo.
Down, Cujo, down.
Tiff, what do you think about Keep?
I think that Evernote sometimes is a little overkill for some people. So I think Keep may be something real simple because I think it just has notes, recording, take a picture. So I think anybody who's trying to stay in the Google ecosystem, it'll be probably good for them if they don't really want to have all that Evernote has to offer, which actually I'm using Moxtra now, which I actually like that as well. So I think it depends on your use.
Okay. And that's pretty much, there's a couple other little stories, but Brad, I think, we can move along.
Wasn't there one about some cool video card or something there, Jody? Something about new video card?
About video card.
It was a video card. Don't worry about it. It's all good. There was one.
It's just an AMD card.
Yeah,
What, the
that looked
Titan?
pretty cool. That.
The Titan.
So Jacob, what do you want to announce on the show? What do you say something to me in the message?
Someone's getting an iPad Mini.
Okay, just get to the point, mate, will you?
It's being donated by Brad. And Tech Webcast.
Don't mention my name in the podcast, please. Just mention the Tech Webcast name.
Wow.
Okay.
So you're getting an iPad Mini, Jake?
Yes, I am.
Cool beans.
I got my skin sitting right here in front of me.
Neat.
I love my iPad Mini.
I love my iPad
Do
Mini.
you really? Wait, Tiff. You've got the iPad Mini. Now, did you have a regular iPad as well, like the 3 or 4 or whatever?
No, I was a big proponent of the Nexus 7 because I thought it was a great form for the price. And I gave it a shot, but I'm like so disappointed in Google developers and their inability to actually concentrate on, tablet apps. It hurt. So someone sponsored me a iPad Mini, and ever since I've loved it.
They sponsor you an iPad Mini, really?
Huh.
Yeah.
Who was that? Give me a shout out. Who was that?
Actually, that's a secret.
But anyway, Jake, you're getting an iPad Mini from myself. Enjoy it, mate, and hope you like it.
Oh, I will love it.
Make sure you get Flipboard on it.
Oh, don't worry.
Flipboard or die.
Steve, you haven't got an iPad Mini yet, have you, mate?
Oh, no, I still got my iPad 2. I'm actually, fine with it, for the time being.
What about you, JD? You haven't got an iPad Mini yet?
No. I've got the iPad 3. I didn't go to the 4. I'll probably go to the 6.
Wow, she's just going up.
Yeah, right. I know. I'm jumping from one generation to the next. But I'll tell you what, some of the apps that they've been coming out with recently, they just blow my mind.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Yeah, for sure.
I'm on the fence right now because my mother wants to buy me an iPad. So I'm trying to hold out for the new one that come out. But I'm curious to see what the iPad Mini, the next iPad Mini is going to be as well.
Like Retina?
Because I do like that size.
Yeah, it's a good size.
We're talking about Retinal screen?
Yeah, with the Retina screen. And also speed. I mean, I think you can tell the difference. Like, it's more like the iPad 2 than it is the new one. So, depending upon how the new one, or what comes out and how it functions, I may actually forfeit, getting the bigger one for the newer one. So.
Oh, enjoy it. I love my iPad Mini. I'm not going to go back. I'm not going to buy a big one because it's too heavy to carry in bed and stuff. Yeah, so, Jacob, who do we have on today? Guest.
Tiff Tate.
Tiff Tate.
The femme geek.
Yes.
What do you do, Tiff? Tell us about what you do.
Well, I have a day job where I work as a senior lab technician at a wastewater treatment plant in soil science.
Oh, fun.
And I know. It's very interesting. I go out and cornfields in the summertime. We grow corn and things like that.
Cool.
But I'm a contributing writer to The Local Tourist, which is the website in Chicago where we talk about everything Chicago. I usually concentrate on artists, filmmakers, and authors and musicians. And I do a little bit of tech every once in a while. And I do filmmaking and photography. So those are much more long-term projects. But yeah.
Tell us about your blog.
My blog. My blog. Actually, my blog, which I have like a few. I have like thefemgeek.com, which is more of it's about me page. It kind of sends you everywhere else. But then you have Tiff, the Femgeek Tate, which is where my purpose is to put more of my writing there.
Okay.
But most of my writing right now has been more on the Local Tourist website. And then there's tifftate.me, which is basically a Tumblr page where I just put random things when it comes to anything with film, photography, and tech. If I see something interesting, I'll put it up there.
Cool. Steve, any questions?
You said, of course, when you said filmmaking, documentary, which I'm kind of interested, I cover local events in my area. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, normally I'm a screenwriter first, so I've written a lot of things or helps people write a lot of things. The only thing about that is you never get recognition because the project never follows through, but I still get paid. My intention, especially for this year, is I have a couple of ideas, and I try to do some of the local projects. Like right now, one of the ideas, which I don't mind talking about, is I'm putting together an idea for the local comic artists in Chicago. So, we just try to get together, and the more and more, as I work on the Local Tourists, the more and more I get a chance to meet more people, because my intentions are to write about not necessarily your more popular people, but those who actually have a gig that's their everyday life, but they're not necessarily the superstars, if that makes sense. Yeah, I just got a brand new camera, 5D Mark III, so I'm really excited about getting it out there and using
Trying
it.
it out.
Interesting.
Hey, Jacob, any more questions? What sort of technology do you get into, Tiffany? What sort of tech stuff do you like to use and stuff, and favorite gadget and stuff?
I strictly like the iPhone. I love my iMac. I'm the geek that like my Casio databank watch, things like that. Lately, I've been interested because I'm really trying to decide if I really want to get into web development. So I've been more involved in looking at websites and things like that and what people are putting out, like trying out Mocktra and trying to decide web or mobile. So my gadgetry fun has kind of slipped a little bit, but I still got my iPhone and I've been excited about the Apple TV. So that was probably one of the things I was really excited about using, especially after using
the Apple TV. Yes, you actually won that from Tech Webcast and Zafo. That's great. You came up with a great name.
Oh, thank you.
Great name.
Oh, there we go. Okay, that's how I knew who.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, that was a great name. Share
So
with
you're the
everybody
one.
how,
Okay.
what that was and what you came up with.
I guess the name of the company is Zarfo.
That's it.
And it was actually, I have to admit that it came pretty fast. I just thought of, how many syllables it had and I can break it down. And one of the rules that I told myself was that if the first definition of any part of the word didn't make sense or was so far away, I wasn't going to use it. And, you go from czar, I tried to look up that, and it was associated with some Ethiopian, I think, or some African religion or coin or something like that. And then I thought, well, let's just look up Zarf. And I did, and it turned out to be not only the definition itself was associated with the etymology of it. And as soon as I did that, I saw O, and I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. That's actually the representation, used in emoticons, to represent the mouth, when speaking. I thought, well, that's communication. And then Zar happened to be, etymology of container. So I thought, well, that's a vessel of communicating online.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, really.
That's very cool. Really cool. And I can't believe Jade actually forgot who you were. That's cool, though, Jody. What do you got? Any questions for Tiffany, Jody?
Nope.
Yeah,
What's that, Jack?
Tiffany, are you originally from Chicago?
Yes, born and raised.
And you get your inspiration from the neighborhoods. Is there any particular neighborhoods that you enjoy more than others?
Well, the one thing about Chicago is actually it's so culturally diverse. You go into any neighborhood, you're going to pick up something. I've been fortunate to live off the lake the majority of the time I've lived in Chicago. So that's an advantage. And also live right now for the past 15 years, I've lived in a community that's near university, Loyola University. So it's like a college town. So I would say I spend most of my time up north in Chicago. There's north, west side, and south side. North, I spend most of my time on the north side, not far off from the suburb of Evanston, which anybody who knows.
Well, my son was born in Evanston.
Oh, there you go. So I'm up here, and this is called the Edgewater area where I'm at, and I just like it because it's like I said, diverse as far as the different cultures. You get Ethiopian, Swedish, Indian, Spanish, is everything up here. But as far as with Chicago, you can go into any area and there's something creative. Because it's representing the cultures that are here. So that's the one thing I do like about it. I can't say I'm happy about the weather right now, but yeah, I'm proud of my town.
Yeah, Chicago is a wee bit cold.
Oh, we
we
were like 60 degrees last year now.
Shout out to Andrew and Christy. She actually broke her ankle or something. That's why she can't be on today's show.
Oh.
You're in the hospital.
Oh, good Lord, good.
Feel better.
He just sent me a message just before and a photo of her and her leg.
Best wishes.
Actually, we got a question in the chat room here. How is screenwriting different from other types of writing? There we go.
Well, It is different. Well, when you're working with screenwriting, it actually has a little bit more. How can I put it? It's a little bit more. It's less word and more visual. How about that? Less words and more visual. Whereas with playwright, you're kind of doing both. And with, like I said, if you're writing a novel or something like that, is everything is involved. But with screenwriting, the goal is to have as few words as possible, if you can. Usually, you try to stick within 90 to 120, maybe 120 pages. Preferably close to the 90. So if you can convey a good scene without having so many, then you've done something. I'm the type of person, I edit a lot, which may not be the best thing for any other type of writing. But I would say watch a lot of films is a good thing to get an idea of just what screenwriting is about. You do that and... Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to ask. That just basically for film and television or something like that. Screenwriting.
I'm more for the film, and actually, I've been helping a lot on short films and documentaries. So that's a little bit different than maybe doing a feature film. With documentaries, people don't realize that there's a script even with that, and usually it's just trying to have an order of things so you kind of know where you're going.
So would that be the?
But everything has a script.
So would that be the actual dialogue that the actors say, or would that also include the scene and description of the scene and all that?
When you're doing, say if I do a short or a feature film, that is basically the dialogue and the time of day it is, where it is. It's up to usually the director. Sometimes, in the case if they're going to film it, how much leverage they give to the actor and what they're going to do. But normally everything is kind of laid out for you. Kind of the mood. When you're doing a documentary, you're not necessarily talking about the mood as much as just where you want to go with it. Where is the next step you're going to go? Where if you're going to interview this person, if you're going to be in this type of environment, what kind of mood you want to get.
So how's the film scene in Chicago in particular?
It's actually great. There's a lot of films coming here, and there's a lot of small projects that are going on. A lot of people love to film here in Chicago because of that diversity I was telling you about. Only problem is always the weather. But other than that, there's a lot of projects going on. I would say, as a person who's in the film community, I'm just happy that we're getting more people who are interested in trying to bring a studio here. That would be, good. We don't really have kind of like that studio setting like in LA. But it's just perfect. If you go into Chicago or Chicagoland or even in the suburbs, the area, you got somewhere awesome to film, So, yeah.
All right, good stuff. Tiffany, Jody, any questions for Tiffany? Before we go.
Do you have a typical genre that you like, Tiffany?
I usually do narrative, dramatic films. My student film, ironically, was like a thriller I did. I am trying to get out of that little fear because every time I think about an action film or something, I always think how do I have all this stuff going on? Give me some dialogue. I'll tell you what to say. But I'm trying to break out of it. So thrillers right now, I'm really interested in doing a nice thriller.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, Jacob, question. Go ahead.
Oh, what type of stuff do you do at the water treatment plant?
I am a senior lab technician, and I do analysis like phosphorus and nitrogen analysis on soil samples and sometimes plant tissue. So when all the waste that comes after it's been treated, you have this soil left. So we use that for land applications. We test that and make sure that it's where it should be if we offer the farmers to use it.
What else, Jacob? Want to ask anything else before we go, mate? Because we're going to wrap this podcast up. Can't go.
That was my major question.
All right, Steve, any more questions before we go?
Oh, that's good.
You sure, mate?
Yeah.
All right, Jody, any more questions before we go?
We're good. Tiff, thank you so much. How can we find you online?
How can we find you?
If you go to thefilmgeek.com, that should have everything that I'm connected with. If you just look up the Film Geek, there's enough about me probably online. You will find yourself probably right to at least Twitter, but definitely to the website.
Wicked. And get me on Twitter, Brad Oz on Tech Webcast. Steve, where can I get you at, mate?
You can find me on Twitter as Chatterbox_live and Justin.tv/LinuxCoolDude.
Jody, where can they get you at?
Find me on Twitter as Sunswept, and you can find me at my website, webmarcom.net, or my other podcast, which is A2SM, stands for Addicted to Social Media, A2SM.com.
Cool. Jacob, where can they get you at, mate?
Jazzbot326691Z.
And the other podcast you work on, mate? Make sure you mention that.
Techluster.
You actually forgot that, didn't you?
Yes, but I had a little help.
Oh, one other thing. The Chris Voss show from time to time, too.
Oh, yeah, Chris Voss, yeah, good show.
Yes.
Check it out. Jacob getting an iPad mini this week. Can't wait. An unboxing. That's going to be live, isn't it?
You got that right.
Can't wait, mate. Thanks for being on, Tiffany.
I thank you.
Enjoy the Apple TV, which will be coming your way very shortly. So
And I appreciate it.
stay home for that and make sure you get it.
Do not leave your house. Do not go.
Will Eric, as we bring you the latest, most up-to-date, important tech news that affects you from Australia and the world. Weekly podcast available each Friday through iTunes. Watch the live stream recording of the show at live.thesecrethub.com each Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. or GMT plus 10. Call in live via Skype or chat in our lounge. However you get us, just make sure you do. Listen or visit our website for more information, www.aussietechhead.com.au. Aussie Tech Heads, Australia's longest running tech news podcast.
Well, that's it for Tech Webcast this week. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed having your mind expanded. Tune in next week for more tech talk with Brad, Jason, and whatever crazy guest they've managed to rope in. Don't forget to get the Tech Webcast app from iTunes. Follow us on Twitter at Tech Webcast, and of course check us out on Facebook too. Until next time, may the tech be with you. Peace.